It's the Daily Drama Podcast with Steve and Bradford, presented by dailydrama.com. Stories, spoilers, commentary, recaps, Steve Burton stuff.
And maybe too much of us.
Maybe too much of us. Can you get too much of us? Probably. I'm sure there's plenty of people that will say there's too much of us out there. But somebody that we can't get enough of is with us today. And his name is Josh Swickard. Hey, bud.
Hi.
That's a great intro. We're off to a great start.
How's it going, everybody?
We're off to a great start. That's stupid. Now, this is why I love this guy.
Yes.
So, because I'm back at GH, obviously.
What?
And every time I see this guy, it's like coming home and a big lab is just waiting for you right at the door. He's just like I'm in the hallway. He just comes out and just stares. He's like, I can't believe
so happy you're back. That's what it is.
I can't believe you're here. It's so awesome.
All right. So, now this is a fun conversation. Josh, if you're a Labrador, what kind of dog is Chad?
That's the issue. Chad's the lab. Well, no, Chad would be like a boxer. What's known for having? Never mind.
Yeah, let's not.
No,
What's known for?
I wasn't going in that direction. No, I meant personality. I have Chad as the lab in my head, but when the two of us are together, he brings that out in me.
Sure.
So okay, so we're saying you're a lab and not a golden retriever.
Maybe that's it. Maybe they're that similar, but
a little different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's I mean,
what are you? What kind of dog are you?
That's a good question.
What would
you label us, Josh?
No, because I don't want it to.
Steve's a mastiff, a bull mastiff.
I could
you can't have you can't have a bull mastiff and a terrier doing a show together. So.
That's right. I'm definitely a terrier.
You could do an AI picture of that and make that your podcast.
Oh, someone's doing it right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of pet owners who listen, so maybe
that's
we'll
right.
Get another.
That's
listen.
right. Well, yeah. Well, you okay? Do you live on a farm?
Currently, yeah. We'll see how long this lasts, though. No.
Oh, really?
No, it's great. It's just
okay. So just tell us quickly about the dream, how the dream happened, and then just give us.
Lauren and I both. You know how like marriage is this beautiful, like it can be a yin and yang, and you balance each other out and all this great stuff.
It can be like that.
It's not us.
Yeah.
So we're both kind of ready, fire, aim type folk.
Sure.
And so what happened is we watched this documentary. It's called The Biggest Little Farm. It's on Disney Plus. I highly recommend it to anybody that's got 90 minutes. So it's this beautiful regenerative agriculture, the way God intended animals and plants and this whole beautiful ecosystem without herbicides and pesticides and people coming in and monocropping and just ruining everything.
Right.
So we watch this and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. How cute would it be if we bought a farm? And I'm in my head.
Well, that might be the first problem.
Well, yeah, so that's the issue. Is like,
how cute would it be if we bought a farm?
How cute would that be?
And so in my head, I'm like, the sun is setting. I got this like hoe in my hand and I'm glistening with sweat and my hard labor is just beautiful crop growing. And I'm like, I'm a farmer. That makes sense. And so we naturally get on Zillow and we're like, I don't know. We live in LA. There can't be much. So we put in like a 50-mile radius, 5 acres search.
Sure.
Like 40 days later, we're in escrow on a place.
Wow.
And then we sell our home and then we move into the home. And I'm not kidding. Like all of this was 4 months. Like, and so now I've the first moment of.
And how old are the kids right now?
1 and 2. And we just went through a 7-month renovation. And let me tell you.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a learning experience for all of us. We found out we're not renovators. We're by the house.
Were you going to do it did you do some of this stuff yourself?
So that's the thing about me.
We're
You can
learning
give
so
me a
much about
script,
you, dude. I love
give me a
this.
script and I can do a mediocre job. But like when it comes to a hammer and a nail, a stud finder,
Yeah.
I'm good at making jokes. That's about it. So yeah, it was a challenge. We learned so much. And I'm kind of joking here and making it better for the story.
I
In
get
all
it.
reality, we're loving it, but it's
Yeah.
a lot. Like you could probably hear noise. Our roof is being redone currently.
Oh.
Oh, great.
So it's just like it's a whole lot that maybe we could have waited till the kids were, I don't know, 4, 5.
Sure.
But it's really cool. We just bought bunnies and there's plans for the goats and the chickens and the bees and the this and the that.
Wow, you're really going for it,
Wow.
huh?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. We said we'd give it 5 years. I have all these books on soil health and
Wow,
regenerative
good for
farming,
you,
and
dude.
I'm actually enjoying it.
Well,
And
okay.
it's something that I kind of figured we are going to give it 5 years, and we're gonna dive in. It's an
Sure.
avocado orchard, and I sell to a distributor that gives them to Whole Foods and Trader Joe's, and
Yeah.
it's a whole operation.
You were already turning a crop.
So it was already a mature avocado orchard. That was
Right.
that
Awesome.
So
um
doesn't act out as much, doesn't like
yeah, honestly, the orchard's a more part.
He
It's
made a joke. He was trying to make a joke about being mature, and
oh
yet he isn't.
um oh it doesn't.
That
I
wasn't
mean
really a
that's the funny
stupid
thing
joke,
is
by the
like
way.
oh I thought it was good. I thought it now and
So the trees don't act out; they just stay there.
Okay, but
no,
like
well that's the joke is like or not I mean like in avocado trees are actually a pretty low maintenance orchard in terms of other crop farmers can deal with. So it made sense to me, the joke.
That's funny.
sure, but now how like do you have a contract? Like do you have to supply so many avocados or is it just like the ones you don't eat you can get rid of?
It's kind of like they show up during harvest, which will be kind of like April to August,
Yeah.
depends on the year. And then they bring their guys that'll pick them, and I drive a John Deere and they load the back, and I drive them down to the street, and I fill these big old square boxes, and you get paid for what the harvest
Per
was.
weight? Is it per
Yep.
weight you paid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 1,000 pounds a box or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
And you get a write up of each size as a different number, and the bad ones.
So does that give you a tax break too, agriculturally?
I
for your
mean,
house?
it's not why I bought the farm, but no,
Yeah.
it's a
How many bought the farm jokes are there? Because doesn't bought the farm mean you die?
I think so. They bought the
Yeah.
farm. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder
So,
where that came from.
feel a
because
little
that's
bit
really
like
not
that
that's
sometimes.
really not correct.
well, I mean,
Maybe if
Well,
you
you gotta
buy a
send your
farm,
animals to the funny farm, right? Or no? Is that a different joke? Funny
no,
farm.
you get sent to the funny farm.
no,
Unless
sent
that's
to the funny
rude.
farm.
I'm sorry, I take it back.
It's also a Chevy Chase movie, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So okay. Well, because like I can't imagine like just thinking about my wife. Like she's not an outdoorsy person, but if we like could supply our own avocados, like that seems like a dream for some people.
Now,
I
that's
mean,
the
Brad,
sad-
you're
that's
eating
kinda
10
what I thought.
avocados. They're doing 1,000-pound boxes.
I understand.
We
I
do a
understand.
lot of avocados, and I was like, we'll never have to buy avocados again. Not true.
Not
You don't
true.
have to buy avocados for the 3 months that they're ready for picking. And then,
Right.
but there's different breeds of avocados, and we could plant more so we have them year round. But
Yeah.
we said when I have my moments of doubt, I'm like, we're giving it 5 years. We're
Hey,
gonna
dude, there's no, listen, there doesn't need to be doubt because you can't go wrong. Because listen, here's the thing, for your kids, it's going to be the best way to grow up there is, right?
weird.
Even though it's going to be difficult for you guys, and it will be.
Yeah.
But for your kids to grow up this way for the next 5-10 years, it's pretty incredible.
Make them.
I think everybody has this dream to some degree in their head, right?
Yeah.
No, Brad?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, just to have some acreage, to have some open land, to maybe have some chickens, get the eggs, have some minimal, fruits and vegetables, stuff like that, where you feel like you're actually working the land a little bit and eating from the land. I think, I don't
It's a
know.
little primal. Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
I think it's amazing. It's a simple life, and I
Well-
think it's awesome that you guys did it. And sometimes jumping in and figuring out the parachute on the way down is the way to go.
That's the current MO.
How
Thank you for saying that. It makes me feel better because sometimes when we have a long week,
brother, my whole life has
what
been
did we
that.
do?
Yeah.
My whole life has been that.
Yeah.
So now I can, and this isn't really that much of a risk to me when you're looking at it, because the benefits of it for you and your wife and your kids, I think far outweigh that aggravation.
Yeah.
Or, oh, we didn't expect this. Oh, we didn't expect that. But you're doing it. Most people would never do it.
So when you're on set at 7 a.m., how early do you have to leave?
It's not too bad. It's like
Okay.
55 hour 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's about an hour commute.
Less than Steve.
Yeah. What'd you say?
It's about 55 minutes to an hour 10. No, it's not as far as Steve commutes. But
Yeah.
So like when you're on set all day, is your wife like milking cows and taking care of kids and just counting the minutes till you're home, or like?
Sometimes, yeah. She I have a baby monitor with baby screaming in the background. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
She is just started actually working on a new script that she's developing, and this week she started that. But she is the quarterback with the kids when I'm working, and she's been phenomenal and very much appreciate her. And she loves it. We just got some bunnies for Savannah for her 3rd birthday, and she was like, something about cleaning them out and working with it. She's in, and I was like, let's
Great.
go.
Now, one last thing
dude.
I need to know. Is there a sticker on your avocados that I should be looking out for? Or
it's just my face, and I'm like,
or is it like when you sell them to the company, they're their company avocados? Like
it's the distributor's sticker. I don't want to say
right.
that.
So we'll never know if we're eating.
Yeah,
we'll never know.
Right.
Unless he brings a couple to work.
I mean,
which I will.
You could do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, someone else who's in the news is Kimberlyn Brown, who just from B&B. I think she's an avocado farmer.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Wow. Right on. And so was what's his name?
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, this is, dude. Thank you so much for telling. Like,
that's cool, though. I think it's amazing. And honestly, you guys should post. You guys,
are you making an Instagram business out of this?
This whole time.
Lauren has this idea. Who came up with the name? Lauren has this idea of doing a YouTube channel and calling it "What the Farm." It's great. Like,
copyright.
They literally have no idea what they're doing, and like trying to get this like farm going. And
well, I think Steve's right. I think everybody has, everybody has some, version of that vision. Like, wouldn't it be so cool to have, so I think, and it seems like, well, I've seen a fair amount of social media people that are like trying to tell a version of that story. So, yeah. So, but yours is interesting.
Trendy. I feel like there's an interesting trend in homesteading, self-sufficiency, like stuff that would have been really weird 10 years ago is now like culturally.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was a little bit of a surge with it like 5 years ago, and then I think COVID sparked more people to get in a van or an RV and just go live.
Right.
Yep.
Like live life.
Van life.
Yeah. Hashtag van life. Yeah.
And then now you have, the farm is the way to go.
Yeah.
I mean, to be self-sufficient to some degree would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how down the conspiracy rabbit hole you want to go, but it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, besides the conspiracy theories, it would still be amazing to be self-sufficient
for sure.
And, help the environment.
Yep.
Awesome. So talking about scripts, are you guys, is there a third? How many California Christmases have there been?
There's 2 of those. We did a movie called Roped that we met on. I think we talked about.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And that we filmed that in 2017, sold it to and that one went to Netflix.
Right.
And then we did Cali 1 kind of at the beginning of COVID.
Right.
To Cali 2 from the success of that. And then Cali 3 hasn't really been talked about. Lauren developed a script for it. And now it's like, is it the same home? Is it a different home? We had babies that kind of put wrinkles in that plan. And so we never say we're not going to do it. I think we're totally going to do it. It's just when and then finding the home for it.
Right. But that story isn't finished yet, and that there's still juice in that fruit.
I think so. Yeah. And then I did a Netflix film that came out this past Christmas and it was very California Christmas adjacent. It had wine, it had Christmas, it had me. So there were some similarities. However, that one's called Holiday in the Vineyard.
Hey.
That one is on Netflix also. And that was like Lauren was 9 months pregnant when I did that one.
Yeah.
The fun story behind that is she gave birth my final day of filming. I was like pulling up to my trailer and she was like, turn around. And she'd been saying turn around for like 5 days. And I was like, okay, it's my last day though. And she called me back. She's like, no, really turn around. I turned around. Went to the hospital 90 minutes later, Arthur.
Wow. That's so cool. So
that's awesome, man.
Talking about like, we're going to get to the show, but like hearing about all these Netflix movies that you're doing, like, I would imagine someone in your team is like, hey, if you're not on a full-time show, we could do more of these things. Like what, but obviously something about this works for, obviously you have a farm that you have to support. But like I'm not trying to get you into like a conversation about like the values of staying on GH or not. It's not that. It's just like, how have you managed that? Because I'm sure there is people saying, hey, if you had more availability, we could get you more of these things.
There's probably some truth to that. I personally really enjoy GH still. Frank has been, the EP on GH has been very good to me when it comes to this is the same production company I always work with, and they're pretty good about like, hey, when's your hiatus or when's your dark week? And we can just wiggle through GH. Every blue moon, I have to call Frank. I'm like, man, I just need these 3 days. Right? Can I get this week? And
sure,
he's been very, very helpful and accommodating. I think about that from time to time. Right now, it's pilot season where like new primetime shows are kind of running.
Right.
And
is it?
I mean, pilot season, but a few pilots have gone up.
Right. Yeah.
And now I've kind of got to a point in my career where obviously there's, financial benefits to doing that, but having a 1 and a 2-year-old, having the farm, coming home to Lauren, like there's this moment where I'm like, I think I have the best gig in town, for me. There's a piece of me that's like, oh, I want to go do Dune 2 and do a world press tour. And like,
how would that work?
But that's the thing.
It doesn't work
for shows that are in Vancouver or something. I'm like, I'm excited, but like it's 70% stress, 30% excitement. And obviously, if the right role came along at the right time, like totally, let's go. But right now, I'm in this moment where I'm kind of like, when I can pop off and go do a fun, feel good movie that, I agree with. And then I get to show up and see Steve Burton and we get to have these very serious scenes. And it's hard for him because of his goofy nature. Like he's not used to someone as stoic as me.
Right.
But I really think I can bring a side out of him. It really benefits his acting. And
that's right.
That's why
I'm still waiting for that. So that would be amazing though.
What's aired of your stuff?
Nothing. March 4th is the air date.
There's so much we can talk about right now, but we can't.
I know.
Yeah.
So
how exciting. Well, we're gonna have to have you. We'll have to have you back and.
Could be a running.
Well, yeah, you're just a regular guest. Yeah. But now that we're talking about the show, you were about to have a wedding. Is that correct? Or did you already film a wedding?
Definitely not.
Okay.
We have not. So I think what's aired is we're heading towards a wedding.
Right. So
I like to think that would happen, but
right.
Okay, so I'm gonna play dumb here, and it's not really playing dumb. Who are you with on the show?
All 3 of us right now. What's that?
Who are you with on the show?
Amanda, played by Brook Lynn, played by Amanda.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so
we've reached out to her a couple times. We haven't found We haven't found.
Very.
But recommend us to her because we'd love to have her on.
Yeah. I'll track her down now.
We're relatively painless.
Just do it on your phone. Go live when you see her in the hallway, and then
then she has no choice. Hey, this is the live podcast right here. Here you go.
Like curlers in her hair. Oh.
No, well, just our friends at Daily Drama gave us a couple things to maybe keep in mind, and they're curious if there will be any drama at the Brooklyn and Chase wedding ceremony. So that's
odd if there wasn't drama.
Right? Well, I mean, that's the
Is there anybody who objects?
Or who would potentially?
It took Jane Elliott a second to get on board with, her granddaughter marrying someone as great as Chase.
There you go.
Yeah, but
yeah, she definitely.
I don't think she would have used those words, but
how fun is it having her around all the time?
Dude,
again?
It's amazing. I can't even believe, because I saw Jane, in makeup and hair. It's just incredible. I go, I'm still here.
Look at us. Like, that's right.
Did y'all work together back in the
1991, buddy?
Yeah.
That was a good year. You want to know why?
Why you were born?
Man, that's always fun. My joke was like, I was 12. Josh was born. Nascent baby. Jesus.
Yeah. Listen, man, the Quartermain's back. It was so fun to be a part of the Quartermain's back then. Josh, you would have loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Just your personality. Really? We had so many laughs and so much fun during the holiday stuff. I mean, we worked together all the time, though. It was just a big family. The Quartermains were such a focus of the show that it was just always family stuff and fights and all. It was just really spectacular.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but
Jane's awesome.
Yeah, the Quartermain banter, it was legendary.
100%.
Yeah.
The perfect amount of I'm scared of her. I respect her and she's funny. But then we also have this she actually is like a grandma to me how that relationship would look. So I'm all.
She's super cool.
Yeah. So does Chase still have a music career?
No, he is now just a cop.
Just a cop.
So what happened? What was the rise and fall of Chase's music dreams?
I don't know about rise. So Amanda was a singer on the show or off the show, and her vocal cords, and she's a songwriter.
Brook Lynn.
I don't remember, but it was I wanted to be with her. I wanted to help her out. I liked her. She asked me to sing. I was kind of I guess it's something I do, but I don't know if I love it. And that was the thing is it appeared that Chase had some success doing it. However, his heart was always as being a cop of, a man of service to the people.
Sure.
And so finally, I think, we were trying to take down her music manager, her sleazy music manager,
right?
That was doing people a little bit, and so once we did that, it was kind of guess I can go back to what I love. I'm probably mixing some storyline up, but I think.
Well,
but I remember I was on set when you and Blaze were singing together. I think I was in the bar or something when you guys performed, and I noticed that she's still on the show, and now she's got a new storyline with Christina, and so I wasn't sure how that all shook out.
Yeah. I think my understanding is she came on for a couple episodes and that was it, and then they dug what she was doing, and there was a spot where they were like, "Oh, she would totally feed storyline here," and then they brought her in a more permanent. She's great. She's got a great attitude, great work ethic.
Totally, and now because of that character, now Ava LaRue's is on the show, which is amazing.
So cool.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all out of Chase's music career.
Somebody's got to put the show on their back, and unfortunately.
Did you enjoy the singing? Because we just did a karaoke night that just aired last week, and the process of it is because the other Josh Kelly, he and Sophia did a song, and because I was talking to the people on our Patreon page about the process and like how sometimes it's pre-recorded, sometimes you can sing it live, and it really depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to like for some of your songs, you're trying to like show that someone's impressed with your singing and your vibe, so you want to make the song like a vibe versus like having an acting moment where you're trying to, do you know what I'm saying? So like, do you remember I'm not sure the last time you did it, but like, did you enjoy that process, the singing stuff?
I did. And yeah, and I guess because I had to sing a number of times, it kind of covered the board in that, where there were times that, half the times it was just a cappella without recording anything before. And you're just hoping what comes out sounds good. And then sometimes like the nurse's ball, you go up to the studio upstairs and you sing it 15 times over, and then they'll mix that with what you did live and kind of make it happy.
Sweet.
But yeah, I loved it. I mean, I grew up in theater. Both my parents were music performance majors. So it was kind of like, that was my life for the first 15, 16 years of my life.
Yeah.
And for 15 years, I was like, oh, I'm going to try print stuff, and then I'm going to try acting. And there was never really, I don't personally, I'm sure if I worked it and studied, I could have the voice for it, but I don't have a voice that I'm sitting there going on auditions for Broadway and wanting that being something I want to do. And so if you're not professional or singing in church, like, there wasn't
something you don't keep up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when Frank brought it up, I was like, I mean, I used to sing, and I think we could do it. And so I was a little nervous about the audience response. And I think it was fine. There were people like, oh no, he's a cop, go back to being a cop. And then there were people like, man, I love when you sing. And so
it sounds like you're spending too much time online though, Josh.
That's all I do really is X or whatever.
Between farming and social media,
that's exactly what I do. I do a couple of these and then a couple of these and then keep me busy. No, I was happy to do it. If they brought the storyline back, I was really happy to do it though. And I'm happy to sing. Like I feel like at one point there was a line where it was like, oh, then Chase could sing at the wedding. And at first my brain was like, oh boy. And then I was like, fun, so I'm along for the ride. I think the first couple years I was, why would Chase do that? Or he didn't solve that case. And things would kind of come home with me after leaving work, and it wasn't as fun.
Yeah.
And I somehow at some point completely let go and was like, I love the people there. I love my boss. I love my counterparts at work. I love the process of making daytime television. And the more ridiculous it is, the more you get to have fun with it. And like, so now there's like, I don't have a gripe or concern or complaint. And it's like a really happy place to be. And I still love going to work. Like when we have 2 or 3 week breaks, by that third week, I'm kind of like, where's the script at? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And,
cool, dude.
And it's been 6 years. So
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, whatever they write, I'm game.
Yeah. It's amazing when perspective changes on how easy life can be.
Oh, it's very true.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, and it's usually us just getting in our own way,
all the time it is.
Yeah.
I mean, because so many times you take it so seriously, you want to focus on. It's really not that big of a deal what we're doing. I mean, our job. Look, it's important to us. We want to do the best job we can do.
Yeah.
But we got to also look at what we're doing.
Right.
So, and when that perspective flips, go, hey, I'm grateful to be here. I'm going to do my best job, best I can do every single day. And I love the people and have fun. I mean, what's better than that?
Yep. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Love it, man. What's your Instagram? Because literally I'm going to be on you guys to start this YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's Josh. It's really difficult. Josh Swickard. It's just my full name. JoshSwickard. And that's probably the only platform I'm active on, but
right. Yeah. But if you launch something, they'll find it there.
Well, yeah, we'll start to blow it. I just recently, I've gone a couple months without posting, and I did a fan event recently, and people were on me, and I was like, no, you're right. Like, sometimes I get in my head with fan events, with Instagram, where I'm like, it's so look at me. Like, why does this guy think he has anything to say that's different?
Well, dude, listen, you have content right now anywhere on your property.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Maurice, just befriend a goat.
Look, first of all, most people probably haven't even seen an avocado tree.
I can't picture one.
I can't pick. You can go, hey guys, this is an avocado tree. Because my friend Steve Burton told me to post this because he doesn't know what one looks like. And he loves avocados. So I have a bunch of trees, Steve. Come on over. That's it.
That's it.
I mean, that's like, you have so much you can do content wise. I know it gets overwhelming, but that's a whole business in itself, Josh, that you guys have right there.
I know. And I need to get better at that, but I will. When I see people that like, I have people that I follow on Instagram that inspire me to be a better dad or a better husband or a better farmer, you know, and so the thought of like, oh, you could, you know, be that for someone else. That's a fun thing to think about.
Sure.
It makes Instagram less silly.
But yeah, finding ways for it to be fun for you. And because if sometimes posting on social media can feel like a job, right? But if it's not all that, then that'll help, I think. Right.
For sure.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's a great camera photo album 20 years from now when your kids are older looking back. It's like that. And I think that's the lens to look through. Is like, what do I want my grandkids to be able to pull up and be like, this is what grandma and grandpa were doing.
Yeah.
They were young and dumb.
Yeah. Kind of like MySpace.
Before they actually bought the farm.
What were my grandma and grandpa doing before they bought the farm? Well, they bought the farm.
Speaking of buying the farm, grandparents, my grandpa, I'll post that. That'll be my return post, is at his 100th birthday. And I had to come back to work, but he went downhill skiing for his 100th birthday.
Dude, that guy's an animal.
He hits LA Fitness. He hits LA Fitness 4 days a week without fail. And he shows his it's like back and bicep. Like, it's like an actual routine that I don't even do.
Is he on Instagram?
No, but I post every blue moon. Did I say, I can't remember. I posted him at the gym, and dude, I'll send it to you if you haven't seen it. It's stupid.
Please.
But he was like, I called him after the ski trip. I was like, did you break anything? And he was like, no. And he goes, this is the first time in maybe 5 years my body didn't feel blown out after the trip. And he thinks it's the 20 minutes of the stair stepper machine after each workout that like made him stronger. And so the best thing I can give is like, this dude legit at 95 felt weaker than he does at 100 because of his workouts.
That's okay. And here's what's funny. Josh, how old are you, Josh?
32.
32 goes, did you break anything? And he's like, no, did you work out this week?
And I'm like, no.
No, wow. Grandpa, I didn't.
It's awesome, super inspiring. So yeah.
I
think a podcast with him would be crazy. Like us just interviewing each other or something. Like,
you should do that. That's great content for Instagram.
Set out a round table in the farm and
walk the farm with them, get some knowledge, get some wisdom, let them
some organic.
Amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, look, that guy's got some wisdom that we all could use at 100 years old.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There's no
You can put one of the rabbits on a spit and
Happy birthday, Savannah.
The cables don't get clean. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, amazing. All right, man. Well,
Josh, you're the best. Thanks for doing this, man.
Love you all.
Appreciate it.
Love you too, man. We'll see you in the hallowed halls.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. See you guys.